Prince of Persia Lost Crown. So kind of another, it's not retro because it's a new game, but the last time that Prince of Persia got a game was 13 years ago.
Yeah, and it was not a 2D.
No, it was not.
I'm super excited. We should roll the trailer for this one first because I have a lot to say about this one, but I think you need to see what we're talking about first.
I agree because I am also super excited.
I'm so excited for this game, dude.
All right, let it rip in 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Yeah, let's go. Okay, guys, so if you're just listening on the Spotify, what we're seeing right now is like a very pretty 2D side scroller with like some really interesting combat mechanics.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yeah, very it's much different than any other side scroller I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, and the story looks amazing.
Yeah. It's just the art style, the mechanics of the game. I just think it's so cool. And the abilities that you're going to have as his name is Sagon? Is that, if I'm pronouncing it right?
I believe you are, yeah.
Okay, yeah, Sagon. So you're playing as Sagon, not the actual Prince of Persia. Your objective is to save the Prince of Persia, from what I've read and what I've watched.
Yeah, the Prince of Persia has been captured, I believe.
Yeah,
yeah, and you're set to kind of like be the hero in this one to go save the prince. But I think like I wish I had a better word for it other than just pretty. But like I'm trying to think of a better word. But the atmosphere is like incredible.
Yeah.
Don't you feel that way? I
agree. And I think to kind of go off of just pretty, it seems very fluid as well. Oh, and that's probably my favorite part. It looks like you're going to have a part where you have to like face yourself. So I think that's kind of cool.
Almost like a Dark Link like style or something.
Yeah, and this one comes out January 18th, but there's a lot to this game, and I think it's really exciting for Ubisoft to put a game like this because they've been handling themselves well this year, I think, in terms of like games that they're releasing. A lot of good things are coming out for the Crew Motorfest. Like the early reviews about it is really good. But this game, I think, is really cool. It's supposed to be like a metroidvania, so I thought that was kind of neat. You'll have different abilities. There's different puzzles, and there's precise mechanics to the game where like, so with the puzzles, you have to like make sure you hit something, like you have to hit this box that'll like make platforms for you, but you have to be precise about it. And I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. I think the platforming itself, especially in a 2D Prince of Persia game, super exciting to me because it almost gives you, and like, guys, if you're like a retro kind of player like me, you'll kind of, you'll kind of understand a little bit about what I'm saying, but it almost has that like Ninja Gaiden type of like very fluid, like it's very difficult platforming, but it's very fluid platforming. Like it's going to take you a while to get through sections, but when you get through sections, it's because like you have learned like the fluidity of that section, and to complete that like series of events just feels so good. I love that style of gameplay. It's so cool.
I agree. And part of it, so what I've read with the game and like part of the gameplay reviews and trailers that I've seen is like, it's a game that starts off really easy, like gets your confidence way up, and then it just hits you hard. So be aware of that. Like you may start the game like, oh wow, this is easy. Like this game might not be that fun because it's so easy. But no, from what I've watched and what I've read, it's like it's gonna hit you hard when it does. And then I like the different like enemies in the game. So there's one enemy that it will instantly teleport you to the dungeon if it hits you.
Really?
Yeah, like you can't fight him. You have to like kind of bob and weave and get out of the way. But if he hits you, you're going back to the dungeon.
Damn, that's crazy.
So, yeah, you have to make your way back to that. Yeah, I watched a pretty extended video of like the gameplay and stuff like that. And so the abilities, you'll have different abilities, but the abilities will be able to be like transformed to the way you want to play the game. Does that make sense? Like, so I thought that was pretty cool. And then one of the biggest mechanics of the game is you have to parry a lot to like fill up your meter to give up, like to use your like special abilities, like your most powerful abilities. So I thought it was pretty cool.
And now everybody out there knows why this is a game that I'm super excited about.
Because you can parry. Although Dave plays these games, but he's like, I don't like to parry.
Listen, okay. I don't rely on the parry. Okay? Everybody relies on the parry. I don't always rely on the parry. But the fact that these mechanics are in place and part of the game typically means that it's a game that I enjoy.
Right.
Yeah, I mean it's typically, I don't want to call it a Souls-like because it's not a Souls-like, but it typically has aspects of games that I enjoy.
And that's fine. Like, because even with the big bosses, like it's gonna have different stages. So you beat the first stage, you get the second stage. So it's gonna have that element as well. So, like you said, it has elements of like those types of games. I don't even want to say like it's not Souls-like, but it's like elements from that kind of genre. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It's you would never say that it's a Souls-like. I would never say that it's a Souls-like. But what I will say is, like we're talking about, it does pull things from those types of games that I really enjoy. So like this game has promised a sprawling, interconnected map, right? So like that I love that type of thing where it's like you've explored this map and then all of a sudden you unlock one door and it's like, oh my God, this is like a complete loop. Like it's a complete wraparound back to an area that I've already been. Like, oh my God, that's what this door was that I was trying to get open before and stuff like that. Like I absolutely love that style stuff. So to have something like that in the game is super, super sweet. Again, talking about the parries, I'm not a parry guy. I'm really not. I parry in Sekiro because you have to. Anybody that knows who's played Sekiro knows you cannot beat that game without parrying. It's not possible. It's not possible. So like I do
challenge
parry
accepted.
I'm sure somebody has beaten it without parrying, but it is dang hard. I can guarantee that. But the idea that parrying is an option means that like the fighting mechanics and the game style, the type of gameplay is something that I'm going to most likely be interested in. We talked about the 2-phase bosses, which means that we're looking at very wicked, epic, large-scale boss battles, which I'm a huge fan of. You talked a lot on being able to customize your character a little bit. And the way that you're going to do that is through the use of amulets that really kind of augment your abilities. So we all know I like building my character the way that I want to have it be built. You touched on puzzles. So again, there's like Tomb Raider style puzzles that I think is really cool. They've also promised combat finishers, which I thought was pretty sweet. So you can get to these like maxed out points where you have this like sick like Mortal Kombat style finishing move where your guy can do they've introduced that. So it's like they pulled a lot of really cool aspects from a bunch of games that I really enjoy into this one game. And I think they kind of made the Prince of Persia like franchise what it should be. You know what I mean? Like this is always what I felt like the Prince of Persia should be. I know they dipped their toes in the 3D kind of space, and it for whatever reason it just didn't hold true. And I think that this is kind of the game that Prince of Persia fans really, really want. They brought in all these cool aspects of different types of games, and the main thing that they kept intact from the Prince of Persia was the time manipulation, which is really the only thing that makes Prince of Persia like kind of exclusive, like it's standalone. It's the only one in the series where you can rewind time and kind of redo things, and they left that intact. So I think this is honestly a return to the franchise that people really want, and I think people are going to be super excited about this.
I mean, I've never played the Prince of Persia, and I'm super excited about this game. I just like we've been saying, it's like it looks very fluid. The story looks really cool. The abilities, the gameplay mechanics, it just looks fun, and I find myself enjoying more of that side scroller like platform type of game where it's like linear. This one's not linear though, but I'm enjoying myself doing those more so than a lot of other types of games right now, and I'm excited for this one. Yeah, I will say there's one bad thing about this game though.
Oh no,
it's not coming out till next year. I actually like this is a game I'm excited about that I wish is like right around the corner. But
I was waiting for you to be like, it's PC only, Steam.
Oh no,
Steam only,
it's
or
on
something
everything.
like that.
I think it's on everything except for the Switch. It's on everything. Oh wait, no, it's on the Switch too.
Is it on the Switch?
It is on the Switch too. So on everything.
Switch is gonna die soon.
Well, they're gonna come out with the Switch too.
No.
Oh. Oh. So, but I'm excited for this game. I just, like I said, there's a lot of games coming out that I'm excited for, but this is at the top of my list. I honestly can say that. There's a lot of games on my list, but this one is very high up there.
Yeah, there's a lot of games on my list as well, but this one is definitely one that I will be playing. And you guys should check it out if you guys like the Prince of Persia series, or if you like 2D side scrollers, or you like some Souls-like elements, if you like Tomb Raider, if you like that. This is going to cater to such a huge audience of gamers that I think there's going to be an aspect of this game that I think pretty much any gamer can kind of latch onto and think like, oh, it's kind of cool. Yeah, so definitely check it out.
Yeah.